News you missed. And what a better way to start our show each week than to plunge headfirst into the news that networks probably didn't pick up, or if they did, they definitely didn't come at it with our bias. And the first one that we have up here is courtesy of Reddit. We've got a pissed off ex-church employee of the LDS church who's been leaking documents.
Oh, they're so fucking boring, too.
They are.
I haven't even bothered. I'm like, oh, it's insanely corrupt and terrible. Yep, moving on with my life.
Like everybody else kind of knew this already, but this is being leaked for a lot of the people that might still be inside because they don't get the chance to look at internal documents. They're not supposed to see that stuff because we're supposed to just give it all to them and we're supposed to trust them that they're going to take care of us. So we're seeing like receipts for expensive fucking houses, how much temples actually cost and everything. So there's some fascinating stuff coming out from it, and it's really interesting to the Exmo crowd out there. So I mean, really, it's the most dominant religion here in Utah, so it's interesting to see what they've been up to, especially for this nonprofit. You have a shitload of rules to follow, like the Atheist of Utah has to disclose where all the money is at all the times in the books. You know, if stuff is earmarked with someone donating it, you have to use it for that earmark. If I remember correctly, if I'm speaking out of turn.
I'm not the treasurer, so I can't speak to it.
I don't know.
Sorry, I don't.
But if you're a religion, you don't have to. So the documents are.
You don't have to disclose anything, really.
No.
I can tell you all about campaign disclosures, though. In Utah, they're intensely lax.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah.
So these documents are interesting to me as they've come across some damning things already, like how much money, like I said, goes into a temple, how much money is spent on social media campaigns, which they spent like $2.5 million over like the last 5 years on social media shit.
Jesus Christ.
And much more like where the supplies come from to build those temples and churches. Shocking. Most of them are church-owned companies, you know, or church-owned contractors and stuff like that. Amazing that they can write all that off. It's great, isn't it? Let's see. Don't forget that there's also a grading system that they found for followers, where they grade you from A to D on how loyal and good of a tithe payer you are.
Yeah.
Fucking reprehensible shit, man. Let me tell you.
Oh, no. Let's be honest. Joseph Smith started the LDS Church as a way to bang lots of women, including underage ones. Like that's like
he made it to buck bitches. That's what he did.
It started out like a scam, but then he was like, "Holy shit, I can
buck bitches all over the place here."
No, bitches.
make money, get laid. I mean, that's what you did. That's what you did before they had mixtapes.
Yeah. No, he wasn't. It's not like he was the only one who's just somehow stuck. And then you get your Brigham Young in there who's like, so this is a business now. Like, seriously, if you look at it.
Oh, no, I get it. Yeah.
Business.
Brigham Young started that whole, it's a business now. And these guys have run that shit brilliantly.
Yeah, bloody Brigham.
Horribly, unethically, but brilliantly.
So there's going to be much more to come up of this as I can actually, you know, sit in front of a computer for 5 minutes without kids saying, "Dad, I need you to come wipe." But anyway, I'll put a link on the show notes for you guys to dig as much as you might want to. The next news item that we have is a Saskatchewan man who gets the green light to build a $1.2 million Bible theme park.
Oh,
with a Noah's Ark exhibit.
You know, I don't know. Like, there's still a part of me that's like, because as a kid, I'm still a nerd, right? And I was all into like the fantasy and like ancient world shit, and like part of me is still kind of like, they're gonna do it like accurate, and I know they're not. Like, that's what makes me sad inside, is that they're not gonna do like actual accurate, like the way people were back then. And that to me would be fun. I'd be like, oh, I'd so go, but that's not what.
And I'm mainly putting the story out there.
Like a really, really shitty Renaissance festival.
I love Renaissance festivals.
I know, but just imagine it without all the cool stuff.
Exactly.
Imagine it with all them women just put in their place.
Actually, I went to one Renaissance festival that pissed me the fuck off because they didn't have booze, and I was like, they lived on beer.
Because you couldn't drink the water.
Like, are you kidding me? You like the idea of a Renaissance festival without beer is just obscene.
So I bring the story up only because I know we have a handful of Canadian listeners out there. We've got people like all the way out in like Vietnam and shit listening to this now, which is pretty fucking cool.
We love you.
We had a Saudi Arabia download, and I'm like, oh, bless you. Don't let them find out, please.
No, don't let anyone find out. But thank you for listening, and we stand with you, and we want the best for you.
Yeah. So we bring this up, like I said, Canadian people out there. But the Bible-based theme park is going to be set in a place called Moose Jaw in Saskatchewan.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
And here's the real kicker. If we need, and this comes from him at Meta, and he says, if we need the extra bit of symbolism, it's going to be built on top of a cemetery. I want the next Poltergeist to be filmed here. That'd be amazing.
That'd be amazing. I don't know. Hey, quick question. Quick blueberry. Do you guys like cemeteries? I fucking love cemeteries.
I cry at cemeteries.
No, do you ever just feel like going and visiting cemeteries? I love them.
I had a anthropology project that made me go to a cemetery nearby and do scatter plots of when people were born, when they died, the most common thing like that. And so I'm going through and looking at all these pictures, and I get overly fucking emotional. I'm a big softie at heart, so I see all these things, and I'm like, this guy died 5 years before his wife died, and I started thinking about it, and a lot of them have the kids that were obviously born and died same day kind of thing listed on, and I'm like, fuck. Because
they're
once you've had a family and you've lived through shit like that, you're like you have the fuck is the word where you feel what other people feel? Empathy towards these people that have been long dead. That's not in my top 20 words that I use. Shit, fuck, cock, ass, balls. Empathy, not there. No. So, I just get this weird empathetic thing. These people are long dead. They don't have any feeling about the shit anymore. But I'm like, oh, that's so sad.
See, for me, it is sad. But I delight in that there is a memory there of them, and that there is a somewhat of a story there. I mean, even just that these people existed and that they lived, and the couples, they love. These people love. And maybe there wasn't a perfect marriage, and I don't know. I love cemeteries because we get to keep the memories of people long gone, and I love them, and I find them peaceful.
But to get back to the story, the guy that is building the place, his name is Mark Lahore, or L''Hoir. So he's Lahore to me.
So he's the whore. Okay,
yeah, gotcha. Lahore.
Mike the whore.
He expects it to be a popular tourist destination. And this is his quote. This is his fucking quote. You know how many people go to Vatican City, eh? How many people go to Jerusalem to the Wailing Wall? So once the word gets out and we start marketing it, I think it'll be a real tourist attraction for Moose Jaw.
Let me tell you something. I would go to the Vatican every goddamn day. I'm not a believer.
He said,
this theme park shit, not interested in the Vatican with just 2,000 years and more because, it's from the Roman Empire of history and art and archives, and for fuck's sake, the Wailing
Vatican
Wall?
City. Vatican City is one of those neutron bomb going off kind of things where, if I was the only human left on the planet, I would go and go into the catacombs and shit there just to see all of the shit that we're not supposed to see.
Oh, it's amazing. Vatican is just, it's so rich with so much.
People go to those places not for the religious. Some people do go for the religious purpose, for the religious significance, but most people go for the history,
right?
Because it's a part of human history.
Yeah. Anyway, Vatican City, Wailing Wall.
The Wailing Wall. I would also love to go to the Wailing Wall. Am I allowed?
On the other side.
Oh.
Yeah, not really.
They have it segregated. Allowed. You can't go to the real Wailing Wall. You get to go see the knockoff, the Wally World version of it.
That's some cockassery bullshit is what that is.
That's Judaism for you.
Privilege. That's the penis. That's the privilege of the penis. Penis.
It's just on the outside, and it's not nearly as cool as the clitoris.
Oh no, I'm kind of attached to mine. I see what I did there.
No, I just think the clitoris is like magic. It's probably because I get to experience it that I think that. But
the great thing about it is that the 1.2 million that the guys use, he said, let me finish up his quote here. He says, plus it's going to enhance the cemetery. Hopefully people want to be buried there. He's betting on people being buried in the cemetery.
He doesn't understand Canada very well, does he?
No.
It's not the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland.
Well, and the thing is, like, okay, it's 1.2 million, and it's not taxpayer money. So it's just going to be his money that's going to be wasted. So
okay, fine.
Unlike Kentucky, it's not wasting $100+ million fucking dollars of taxpayer money when that place eventually becomes a casino. That's just funny. And him at Meta is great for quipping on this shit. He said, at least the cemetery is close by for when that dream dies a few months later after opening. It's fucking awesome. Let's see. To bring us down quite a bit, we have a man admitting to killing his cancer-surviving daughter.
What the fuck?
But not before asking for God to intervene.
Oh, God.
So in Syracuse, New York, a psychopath by the name of Ryan Lawrence, 25 years old, pleaded guilty to murdering his 21-month-old daughter, a survivor of eye cancer, in part because he may have been jealous of all the attention that she was getting over her disease. So hang on. Believe it or not, the dad who beat his daughter to death with a baseball bat was a man of faith.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What?
No, hang on. It gets even worse. So he asked God to intervene before it was too late. He reports that the killer told police that he prayed to God before carrying out the crime. He reportedly told the detective, God, if I'm meant to kill her, make her stumble. God didn't step in, the baby didn't stumble, and he killed her with a fucking baseball bat.
Oh my God.
And then he torched the remains and discarded the body in the water and weighed it down with the cinder block. So he was in his bright mind when he was doing all this. He wasn't insane, so fuck this guy. So he confessed to the first-degree murder, faces anywhere from 25 years to life in prison at his sentencing next month. So
what a scumbag.
Yeah, and if I'm not meant to beat the shit out of her, make her stumble. And even if she did stumble, he'd be like, well, make her do it again. Because that's how they work.
Yeah, no,
oh wait, that sign wasn't enough for me. I need more signs.
I'm anti-death penalty. Because in this exact moment, my instincts are saying kill that motherfucker. Kill him. Kill him dead. Beat him with a baseball bat. Like, that's where my instincts are saying, and I know that's not useful or helpful or correct.
Well, so, I'm anti-death penalty for the people that you don't, if there's if it's innocent, you know. But this guy pleaded guilty to it. He knew he did it, told everybody he did it. All right, you don't need to be on the planet anymore. We're gonna take the thing that is most precious to you away. There you go. Fuck this guy. Anyway, something I'm gonna do until the election happens. We're gonna do a Trump roundup for the week. So let's have a little bit of fun with this one.
All right. Good.
And you might ask where our Hillary roundup is. Well, let's put it this way. She hasn't done near the amount of shit that Trump has done. So in no particular order, Trump wants to place stop and frisk nationwide to help combat crime.
That shit. Fuck that motherfucker. That's unconstitutional as shit.
Yes, it's unconstitutional. It's proven not to work. Proven to have no effect. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, why not? It has been racially profiling.
Absolutely.
And people have complained about it. There's been litigation about it, and even they've stopped doing it in New York. They're like, yeah, it didn't get us any of the results that you think it would. And even confronted with all of this, he's like, well, fuck it. I'm going to do what I want. I'm authoritarian.
He's a fascist.
Let's see. He sat idly by as Don King dropped the N-bomb in front of a church, you know. And he smiled and chuckled the whole time that Don King was talking in front of this church. Don King, the fight promoter that made Mike Tyson famous and, you know, made millions of dollars off of. He's got the white spiky afro thing that he had going on. Anyway, he was in front of a church and he was saying Negroes the whole time. Then he dropped niggas in the middle of like doing the speech. And everybody in the Trump party in the background, like the audience started laughing because it was a black church. And, you know, Don King had the slip of the tongue and everything. But Trump was like, and I'm like, no, you don't get to laugh.
You don't get to laugh at that word.
No.
No.
But nobody seems to give a shit about it because, you know, if Hillary would have done something like that, Jesus Christ, could you imagine the fucking wall-to-wall coverage that would have happened with that thing? She's tone deaf. She doesn't know what's going on. No. Nobody says a fucking word when it's Trump, though.
Yeah, no, no. White people, you're not allowed.
No, it's because we're so. Yeah, no, we're so desensitized to his shit that just. Sure. Yeah. No, that's just
go ahead.
That's just what he does. It's just Trump being Trump. Yeah.
Let's see. How about Skittles? Anybody?
Oh,
Skittles aren't people.
No. And our friend Eli Bosnick had a meme that he made up. Well, not really a meme, but it was more of a response to the Skittles thing.
Yeah.
Where it's gone viral, really fucking viral.
It's fucking brutal. It's beautiful, actually.
Would eating a Skittle save a life? Yes. Well, then I would eat all the Skittles. I would literally eat so many Skittles until I could not eat a Skittle anymore. And if I happened to get one of the ones that poisoned me, I would hope that I raised my kids and family enough that they would eat all the Skittles, you know?
Let me put it this way. When you're going through EMT training, and EMT isn't, the highest level of thing, but it is a life-saving thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And they recommend that everyone carry a breathing mask, so it's basically a barrier between you and somebody you're giving mouth to mouth with.
Yeah.
You carry a mask and that you carry gloves with you at all time. But let's say you're in a situation like you're at a county fair and you see somebody collapse. You don't know what that person has. And if you're thinking HIV and AIDS, not a worry for me. Not even a little, because I don't got open sores in this thing. And even if I did, breath is not the most likely way to contract that.
Yeah.
But no, I'm thinking like tuberculosis or a particular very rare or virulent strain of avian flu, or there's all sorts of illnesses that one can contract, and they tell you make a decision now. Know before you're in that situation. Are you going to treat that person? Think real hard about this.
Yep.
And I used to carry a mask with me, and I used to carry gloves with me everywhere I went. But my life has since changed, and I don't anymore. But my decision to treat that individual and do mouth to mouth, and to touch a person, a stranger, to actually physically touch them, because I'm not doing this every day, I've still made that decision, and I'm still going to do that. If I see a person go down, and I don't know their tuberculosis history, and they're not breathing, I'm doing mouth to mouth. That's it. That's the decision I have made. And I know that and they've done studies on this. Once you've made that decision, you follow through. Like people, like that's the thing, that if you haven't made the decision in the moment, like beforehand, where you're like, this is a thing I'm going to do, you will hesitate, and you can't make the decision in the moment. You have to choose beforehand. And I have chosen, and I have ran up on scenes before.
So you agree? You would eat Skittles as well.
I would eat the fucking Skittles. I would eat all the goddamn Skittles. Is my point.
Right.
I don't care if they're brown. I will give that fucker mouth to mouth.
So let's see. The last one that we have here before we jump into our game this week, it's going to be fun. Trump has praised the president of Egypt.
The fuck shit cockery what?
For taking charge of the country. A country that is backsliding into an authoritarian regime since the Arab Spring.
He is a fascist. He's a fucking fascist. I have never said this. I've never said this about John McCain. I've never said this about Mitt Romney. I said I disagree with them on their methods.
Yeah, you disagree with them on their policy.
I think that they might be subtly racist. No, I've never ever called I have never called Todd Weiler a fascist, and he made he got pornography to be a public health crisis. And he's a fucking fascist. Todd Weiler sucks. He sucks so much. But probably not clit his poor wife.
He just sucks the fun out of any party that he goes to.
Out of all the good things, but he's not a fascist. Donald Trump is a fucking fascist.
He is. So anyway, that's going to bring us to the end of the segment. We have to hurry along to the next one. We'll be right back after this commercial with the game. So stay tuned. Be right back.